Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, I am your girl Jazz, and if you can already tell by the title, then you know we're about to get ready to do a nurse Q&A, like an updated nurse Q&A, because I think I've done one before. I'm not sure, but without further ado, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. Without further ado, we're gonna get right into the video. Okay, y'all, so I have a few questions that some people have asked. So let me turn this light off because okay. So y'all, the first question that we have is what is the hardest task to get down pat as a new nurse? So I would say some of the hardest tasks to get down as a new nurse, really everything gonna be hard as a new nurse. I ain't gonna say hard, but everything kind of gonna be new, because whatever you learned in school, scratch that out, because school work and on the job work is totally different. So you really don't learn how to be a nurse until you actually working. And I'm not talking about clinicals, none of that. When I say you really don't know how to be a nurse until you get that first job. And when you get that first job, baby, you're gonna learn everything you need to know. I don't care if it's the worst place you could work at in the world, you still gonna learn what you need to know. So I would say some of the tasks, okay, for one, you're gonna be learning how to use their charting system. A lot of different places use different type of charting system. Some of the ones that I use frequently, no matter where I go as an agency nurse, is PCC, which is Point Click Care, and Matrix Care. Both of those, I have used those just everywhere I went, they use one or the two. I've never been nowhere where they use something different. Even if it was long-term care or assisted living. So I would say learning the charting system. 2 would be learning your patients. 3 would be, which is one of our other questions, time management. I say this all the time in my videos. If you have watched some of my videos, time management and prioritizing is 2 of the main things that you need to know as a nurse. Not just as a nurse, but as a tech, medical assistant. Any job that you do, you need to know time management. And when I say time management, I mean, okay, so when you first get to work, what's the first thing that we're going to do? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get report. Once you get report, you're going to count your narcs. You're going to go through, you're going to count all your narcs, make sure all is right. After that, it's basically time for you to get started with your med pass. And this is where time management comes into place, because I'm not one of them nurses, when I get to work, I'm about to sit there and have a conversation with you, talk about what happened last night or what was going on. I'm going to be like, okay, you can come talk to me, but I'm about to start, preparing my pills, you know what I'm saying? So I start going through, seeing who all I got or whatever. And if somebody told me in report, hey, you need to do these people first, I'm going to do those people first. That's called prioritizing. So I get all my, which this is not what you're supposed to do, but as far as time management, this will help you. So I go through and I go ahead and pull out my little cup, my little souffle cups that I'm going to put all my pills in. I get my permanent marker and I write down their name and their room number on the cup. Majority of the time, I just write down the room number. And then you put A or B bed on there. So I'm going to label all my little cups, or like my first 10 at least, to get me started, That would help you a lot. So I go ahead and pre-pull. So I'm going to go through, see Mr. John Doe. Okay, he gets an aspirin, Tylenol. I like to do my over-the-counter meds before I do my meds that's going to be like in my little roll, or I might pop out. So if they get aspirin, Tylenol, vitamin D, iron, any of that stuff, I'm going to go through and look, and I'm going to go ahead and pull out my over-the-counter meds first. After I pull out my over-the-counter meds, then we're going to go through and start getting like their blood pressure meds, diabetes medicine, all that stuff. Then we're going to start, going through adding it to the cup. Once I got to add it to the cup, I'm going to sit there in the top part of my cart, my first little drawer. I'm gonna sit there right in there and I'm gonna move on to the next person. So once you done went through and got all that, boom, you can start going down the hall to get ready to pass those pills. It's gonna go so much quicker if you already have them pills pre-pulled instead of going to this person room. Okay, I gotta pull this. And even if you don't pre-pull all, at least do those two people that's in the room together at a time. That way you're not giving it A bed, their medicine, and you got to go back out in the hallway and pull B. Go ahead and pull A and B together. Have that already pulled. So that way when you go in the room, boom, you already got both of your medicines right there. Once you leave out that room, you're done with that room. You're going to the next. So those are just some tasks or time management, prioritizing ideas that y'all can use. And if you don't know how to do blood pressure, I know a lot of people, I mean, even as nurses, I know people who don't know how to take blood pressures, but get you a automatic one to go on the wrist. And make sure y'all know, whenever you do take somebody's blood pressure on their wrist has to be at heart level when you taking it. You can't put that on their wrist and leave their arm sitting down. It has to be at heart level to get an accurate reading. Make sure y'all know that. It is good to go ahead, y'all, and have like your blood pressure cuffs, your pulse ox, which records their heart level and their oxygen level. Go ahead and have that, your stethoscope, your thermometer, because with COVID going on, most places do what's called COVID charting, and you have to get a temperature and all that on all your patients anyway. So go ahead. If you don't have that, invest in one of those. Y'all can go on Amazon. That's where I got majority of my stuff from. Moving on to the next question is skills you should know. Like I said, blood pressure. You should know how to do AccuChecks, which is checking their blood sugar. You should know how to do catheters. You should know how to do injections. You should know how to do all these things. So if you don't know how to do that, baby, YouTube will be your best friend. Because a lot of places you go, some people going to be tired of doing their own thing. So a lot of people ain't going to be able to like just stop and come help you, you know. Which if you are a new nurse, you're going to get training on the job. So that will help you out along the way. But when you by yourself, a lot of times all that stuff will go out the door and you're going to be lost. Believe it or not, honey, I know plenty of RNs who use YouTube on the job. So don't get discouraged. YouTube is your best friend, honey. And if y'all need me to do any skills videos, I can do that as well. Okay, another one I get is how to prepare for Nclex. So, how I prepare for Nclex is going to be different from any other person because my director of my program told me that we use what's called Pass Point, and she said to do a 85 and a 205 at least twice a week. So what that is on Pass Point, you can do 85 or 205 questions. I did a 85 like on a Monday, and then Wednesday I'm gonna do a 205, and those are just different type of questions that you can get on Nclex. I didn't do nothing else. I didn't buy no Nclex study guides. I didn't do nothing else. I didn't go over no notes from school, no previous tests. I didn't do none of that. She told me, if you do what I tell you, you're going to pass on the first time. I did what she told me to do, and I did my Pass Point. I did do UWorld, because if you didn't pass your HESI, your exit HESI in my program, you have to do what's called UWorld. I didn't have to do UWorld because I passed my HESI, my exit HESI on my first try. So I didn't, but I did have a friend who used. So she let me use her login or whatever. I feel like UWorld is way more Nclex questions like than Pass Point. But between the two, that's what helped me pass Nclex. She told me, do not pick up no book, do not pick up no notes, do Pass Point, do your 85, 205s, and you will pass. I passed Nclex on the first try, and I had the whole 205 questions. It took me about 4 hours to get through my test, but your girl got it done. The night before, do not study. All that cramming and all that, they're just going to stress you out. She told me the night before, you relax. If you gotta travel like kind of far to take your Nclex, get you a hotel room, you know, relax the day before, go have you a drink, go out to eat, go get your massage, do anything you can to relax the whole 24 hours before your test, because cramming is not good. You guys have to relax before your test. I'm telling you, this is what I did, and it helped me. And I'm gonna just say, like, my teacher, she quit on us like I think a month or two before our program was actually up. So those last little couple months or weeks or whatever, we was just basically doing pass point, you know, stuff like that. So my teacher was okay, was an okay teacher. It was her first time teaching the program. So she was RN, she was never LPN. So it was a lot of stuff that she didn't even know what LPNs can do. So I would say we basically taught ourselves through the program. So I'm saying all that to say this. We basically taught ourselves through the program. I did what my director of my program told me to do, and I passed Nclex on the first try. Yes, I was a CNA or CNT before I was a nurse, so a lot of that did help me because a lot of my questions was delegating tasks to a CNA as a nurse. And what that is you need to know what all a CNA can do, because some places allow CNAs to do blood sugars, but 9 times out of 10, CNAs are not supposed to. Those was questions like I had on my Inklings. So, moving on, y'all, to the next question is how to deal with difficult patients and families. So, y'all know how I act on my channel. I'm me. I can't be nobody else but me. I'm goofy. I'm me. That's all I can say. So, but when I'm at work, I know how to turn that off and turn my professionalism on. So let's just say I have a resident, and y'all gonna have residents who families are very picky or very involved in their care. I can't say I'm mad at that, but at the same time, if you're going to micromanage what I'm doing, then that means you need to take your family member home. If you're gonna say, well, I feel like you guys should be doing it this way, or I feel like those medicines are making mom really sick. Okay, well, a doctor approved these medicines, okay? I am a nurse. I am to do what the doctor orders tell me to do, okay? I'm not one to say, well, I'm not going to say, well, yeah, I agree. I don't think this medicine is what they should be taking. Now, if it's something that I feel like they shouldn't be taking that's harmful to them, or I feel like they're taking a lot of narcotics and it's making them drowsy, and families complaining about that, I will bring that up to the doctor, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to stop giving them their medicine. You're going to have some family members who say, I feel like mom is in a whole lot of pain and she needs some more pain medicine. Could you come give her something? If your mom in there like this, or I'm Miss Michelle, can you wake up for me? I have your medicines. If you're doing all of that, baby, you're not getting a pain med. I don't care what your daughter says. I don't care if she is your POA. I don't care if she is your RP. I'm not giving you no pain medicine when you already slumped out over here. Sometimes you just have to use your nurse judgment. You guys have to use your nurse judgment, because you're going to have some patients who are going to try to trick you into saying, well, Miss Such and Such gives me my pain medicine, my Benadryl, and my melatonin all at once. Okay? That ain't me. I'm not giving you that. And I did have a patient, y'all, who was like that. Anytime he got his pain medicine, he wanted a Tylenol with it, or a Benadryl, or melatonin. He wanted all this because, y'all, he wanted to be high. No, I'm giving you what is in your thing. Now, if it is an order for me to give you Benadryl, or because a lot of people do itch when they take pain medicines or Percocets and stuff like that, I will give you that, but I'm not giving you nothing extra that's gonna get you high. That's just not that's not what I'm here to do for you. I'm not your drug dealer. I'm an educated drug dealer, you know, but not that kind of drug dealer. So no. And when it comes to families, you just gotta be firm for one. You gotta be firm. And let's just do a little scenario. Let's say we got a family who comes out and like, I really think that mom's not getting the best care, and I really feel like she's in a lot of pain, and I know mom's on hospice. And so this is what I do. I tell their family member, well, let's come out here in the hall. You know, I don't want to talk in front of the patient. So what is your concern? They're telling me their concerns. And first thing I'm going to say is, okay, well, I can bring that up with the doctor, or I can call the hospice nurse that's on call and let them know your concerns. Especially when someone's on hospice, you have to reach out to the hospice on-call nurse or a provider, because at that time, your nurse practitioner that's over your facility no longer has really no say-so over their patient. So you really have to call hospice. But if there's just a regular patient, most facilities have an on-call nurse practitioner or have one that's there in the facility. I like those facilities, and you can just go let them know, you know, some concerns. And if the nurse practitioner feel like they want to tweak some medicines or something like that, then you do that, you know. But if you ever feel uncomfortable talking to a family member, go get your charge nurse or go get your unit manager and let them handle it, because it's a lot of things that you as a new nurse, you're going to be like, well, I don't know. Never say you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Just say, well, let me get back to you with a definite answer, because I'm not quite sure about that, but I will get you an answer. That's the best answer to use. This is going to be the last question, y'all. I do have some more questions on here, but this video getting kind of long, so I could do a part 2 to this video if y'all want me to. The last question is, how many residents do I typically have in a day? Okay, a typical day, I have anywhere from 20 to 26, like 26, 27 patients. That's the normal for me. I would say when I work at COVID unit, I usually have like anywhere from 8 to 14 patients. But in a regular long-term care facility, having like 26 to 28 patients is kind of the new normal. It's a lot, especially for a new nurse. It is a lot, but once again, prioritize. Don't try to get ahead of yourself. Make sure you're doing everything correctly, but y'all have to keep up with the time, because these medications are on a time. And if you're giving a medicine 2 hours later, 2 to 3 hours later, you're doing what's called a medication error, and you're going to have to do paperwork and all of that. So if you can give your medications in a timely fashion, and prioritize, you guys. In a long term, assisted living, you can have like 30 patients because they're not held to a higher acuity than a long-term care facility will have. A lot of them maybe get like 5 medications. A lot of them can take the medications without you having to watch them. You can just basically pour their medicines and you can sit it in their room, and majority of them are in the right mind enough to know, hey, they gonna know their pills and what they look like and how many they supposed to know. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend as a new nurse going straight to assisted living, because you don't get to use that many skills. But if that's something that you like, I do know nurses who that's all they work is assisted living. If that floats your boat, by golly, you go for it, but it's not my boat. It's not. But y'all, like I said, that's going to be the end of this video. If y'all would like me to do a part 2 to this video, or if y'all had some more questions y'all want me to answer, comment down below, and I will do a part 2 to this video. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure y'all follow me on all social media. It will be down in the description box. And that is all for this video. It's greatly appreciated that y'all came and spent this time with me, because y'all did not have to. Y'all could have went to another video, but y'all came to me. So that's it, y'all. I'm out. Bye.